Okay, hello and welcome to another game on our climb towards 2000 elo. Our opponent is playing a rather awkward opening, the Reti. I'm just going to go ahead and play our usual Dutch setup to keep things consistent. This knight really has no business being here. None of these squares are available. We'll just kick this knight away. And we'll be playing a move we're already looking to play anyway. And then I will castle. Okay, I think I'm just going to castle and see what my opponent does next. Okay, and they play e4. So my opponent is very much looking to simplify, which makes me tempted to complicate things slightly. I see no reason to not grab this pawn, and we'll just hold on to it. This trade is now likely to occur, and then if my opponent grabs my knight, I will take back, and then I will play d5 and hold on to my pawn advantage, and that should probably be enough. Okay, wow. So perhaps there are some sacrifice ideas in the air here to... I mean, I don't understand this at all, so I'll just take the free piece. There's absolutely no threat from my opponent's queen, unless they remove this piece. But even then, I have this. But, I mean, okay, fine, I play this, and then there's just... I guess there's this. It just doesn't work, though. I just tuck in and bring the rook over, and now I start playing these kinds of moves. Well, for starters, that's a pawn fork, so they will lose another piece. Yeah, that doesn't work, because we interpose like this, and now you're still going to lose the knight. Or something like this. Okay, so there we are, there's the piece. I'm going to offer up a queen trade, since we're up so much material. Okay, I offered a queen trade here and my opponent avoided. And so I'm thinking I might just have to insist. On trading queens. There are obviously much better moves I could have played in that position, but I just thought this would be quite funny. There we are. Get the knight out, put this bishop on a better diagonal. Oh, that's a free piece. That's a free piece. Well, free exchange, I should say. Yeah, okay. And our opponent resigns. Our opponent has played e4, c6, the Caro-Kann, and this is interesting. This is not very common. Queen. I've seen this before. I'm pretty sure it's fine just to take and develop my knight, winning a tempo on the queen. Dropping this back looks like a good idea. e6. I'm not even going to take. I'm just going to hold this tension, and sure, you can throw all your pawns at me if you like, but the knight will come to d5. I'll push e6. Okay, so I'll go ahead and push e6 now. Let's try and trade knights. I was contemplating playing bishop to e4, and okay, yeah, we'll make use of this open H file. I was contemplating playing bishop to e4, and then if f3, just dropping the bishop back to d5 and hitting the queen, but then maybe at some point c4, and my bishop ends up getting trapped. So hence not following through with that. But knight b6. Let's keep chasing this queen around if she insists on staying in the center of the board. And my opponent is not developing their pieces, which is probably going to come back to bite them later on. I can push here, and if you want to trade off one of your best pieces and allow me to improve my b knight and hit your queen again, then I am all for that. I'm gonna drop my queen to c7 so that I can castle and maybe set up some discovered attack on my opponent's queen. I'm also looking at knight f4, forking the queen, and actually that looks like what I want to play. Let's fork the queen and the bishop. This will also come with check, which is likely to reroute the queen to a relatively dead square. And now I can castle. I can castle. And it is as easy as that. I'm going to pin my opponent's knight and look to stockpile pressure. So now I'm kind of forcing... Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, well that's just a lost piece. The square is defended by my queen. So again, you see, at this level, it's mostly just about not dropping pieces. This will come with check. And let's check my opponent. Build up some more pressure on this very sensitive c3 square. And then I can also start building... Oh, okay, yeah. That was overlooked. That was overlooked by my opponent. And if the king comes back, we'd be picking up the rook, so of course the king must step here, but now I'm taking this anyway. This is a little weak. I'm going to reroute the knight here to protect against this, but also to allow my rook to see the d-pawn, so that we can maybe initiate a queen trade here, which is of course just going to be very helpful for me, given that I'm up material, and also now this h3 pawn is going to be attacked twice. And you can't do anything about that, really. So now I'm just going to play rook to d3, attacking both pawns, and you can't hold them both. I'll take this pawn here. I mean, I probably should have taken this pawn first, to be honest. But in the long term, I don't think it's going to matter. We're going to get this fork, most likely. Okay, so what I want to set up is, yeah, rook takes here. Yeah. And that's not seen. That's not seen. A little bit of tunnel vision there from my opponent. So this will likely end up being a rook trade. Because I'll go like here, and then my opponent will go here or here, and I'll capture their rook. Or do I just... Wait. Let's just take here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We'll just nullify this. And we'll come for this pawn at some point. And now we're threatening me. Yeah, that's checkmate. Thanks to the knight holding the rook in place there. All right, let's have another. Let's have another. E4, E5 means knight C3, the Vienna. Bishop C4. Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? Please, Bishop C5. I've been waiting so long for someone to play Bishop C5. No one wants to play it. No one wants to play it. Okay, let's go for this trade. So, one of the ideas in a lot of lines of the Vienna is to offer up your f-pawn so that if they capture, when you recapture back with your bishop, you're developing a piece and removing one of their center pawns for one of your wing pawns, which means you're going to have a great center. So this can be tricky because of knight d4 ideas. Maybe I should have seen this, actually. I should have been looking out for this because this is a very common motif. But normally I would play bishop b5. I just forgot my opponent played a6. The idea is to come and harass this knight. And then when I try and kick you, you just, you capture. And when I capture back with my queen, you play knight d4, hitting the queen and hitting c2. So the queen has to drop back. And that's just uncomfortable. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. It's likely we'll see it on the... Oh, okay, wow, no. So they're not. They're not. You're going to sack here. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Okay. I don't believe in the sack. But that is a trapped bishop. That is a trapped bishop. Got to watch out for that. Got to watch out. No squares to retreat to. No squares to retreat to. Yeah. And now these pawns are going to be very strong up in the face of your king. And in fact, I don't see an easy way to stop. I mean, yeah, trying the same thing back just doesn't work. You're not going to get there in time. I'll always be able to push a3. So you're going to... I mean, this just helps me. Helps me get what I want. And if queen f6, I have a nice little intermezzo that I can play. Because I think my opponent might play queen f6 if they don't sack here. Then I can play bishop g5 before taking this bishop. And honestly, because we'll be up so much material. And oh yeah, this is really nice now. Really nice. Okay, so we need to watch out for pressure along the h-file, for sure. For sure, for sure. But we do have this, picking up the knight and the rook, which is lovely. And... reminds me... of Bobby Fischer's comment in A Bust of the King's Gambit, where he said there are other ways to play, but then white just wins by other means. Or black can play differently, then he just loses differently, something like that. I think it's worth, since we're up so much material, just sacking here to open things up. I don't know. No, let's be principled. Let's be principled. Let's not sack too soon. They're gonna start attacking my pawns. It's probably best for me just to push in the center now, but I don't want to hang this pawn. Yeah. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna sack. I think I have enough here now. That's the difference. Although I guess my bishop's first, and that's annoying. I'd rather my queen be moving in first. I mean, who am I kidding? There's so much here. This will be fine. This will be absolutely fine. We're just coming in like this. Okay. Threatening mate on f7. Because the bishop holds d8. So that's mate. Good game. Good game. Yeah. What happened there? I can't even remember. Oh yeah. The fork. That was some dangerous stuff. So, first things first, you don't want to allow your bishop to get trapped like this. If you're getting... If I have a pawn on f4, you have to see that when you retreat to h5, you're going to get chased all the way back to where you lose your bishop unless you've created some kind of luft for the piece. Now, your alternative, of course, is just to sack some stuff. Sack the bishop, sack the knight, hope for some counterplay with bringing your queen into the game, but my opponent just lost the bishop, and then in their desire to kind of chase my pieces away, allowed this fork, which was just ended everything. There we are. And now it's just a question of breaking through so we can sack a piece. We're up so much material, why not? And we're threatening mate here. This wouldn't be mate if my bishop wasn't here, but it would still be pretty dire. But yeah, you really want to watch out for trapping your bishop in that way. I hope you enjoyed the game. Let me know in the comments what you play against e4 as black. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.